Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of I Cast Fireball, an actual play 5e D&D adventure where we go through the campaign Skulls and Shackles. My name is Thomas, your DM for this adventure, and around the table we have
Lieutenant Ignis Harkon,
Maximus Shans,
Chozo Lebec,
and Buster Bilgewater.
major caveat to me saying this is a campaign about the Skulls and Shackles adventure path, because we are nowhere near the adventure path currently, as we have found our crew voyaging across the astral plane, interacting with goddesses, and finding and seeking their friend who has been shunted to the first world here in Galarian. So, just a caveat there as we join our adventurers here on this week's episode of I Cast Fireball. So, the four of you, having seen this massive corpse of a dead god float by you, hours have gone by, a day and a half. It's hard to keep track of the time here, but there is some semblance of internal clock, your internal chronology. You're able to hold on to that to some degree here without losing too much time slippage. You know that Desna has sent you forward to a powerful source, which, Chozo, you feel confident you can utilize to traverse the multiverse again, get to another plane of existence, hopefully the first world. And the compass which Max has continues to glow brighter, and as you focus in on it, Max, it gets louder and the vibrations get more consistent. But you were told that the Githyanki have claimed this location that you're going to. Are there any thoughts or any preparation that any of you would be taking with that knowledge moving forward?
how much do we know about the Githyanki? Does anybody know anything? Could I find out
Chozo
how much I know about the Githyanki?
Tell us.
Well,
that feels like how much preparation are we going to have to get into this place?
there's a legend of a half-orc who made a deal with this
big old demon.
That does sound familiar to me, yes.
I mean, do we just assume that Chozo is good enough at history that Ned can lore dump about the Githyanki in the astral plane?
I mean, who else would know, yeah.
I would say so.
I've been waiting for Max to ask him.
That's going to save time, and there might be some fun player interactions here, so like some fun role-playing. But for the sake of, you have no books, there is no library out here, like, how would you learn more information other than somebody already having domain knowledge without totally getting screwed over in this possible random encounter? Let's proceed forward with Chozo being able to share his information. Feel free to jump between Ned and Chozo, though.
Okay, so here is just off the top of my head, the Githyanki, a big part of their whole shtick is they hate the Mind Flayers so much, and everything that they do is kind of in pursuit of eradicating the Mind Flayers. Their sort of central hub, they have these Githyanki creches all across the plains, these places where they will raise up new generations of warriors to enter into their fight with the Mind Flayers, but their central location is here in the astral plane where they are ruled by the Lich Queen Vlakith. She is bad news. I mean, anytime you got a lich going on, that's bad news. So we are going presumably to the place where the Lich Queen of the Githyanki is. There's going to be lots of red dragons here, presumably, because that is part of the Githyanki's whole shtick is they team up with red dragons. They ride them around trying to maraud the Mind Flayers, and they've got these big silver swords that if you are astrally projecting through the astral plane, there's a little tether that connects your astral self back to your physical body, and they can just slice right through that thread with their swords and sever your soul from your body. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about that because we're actually physically present here in the astral plane. So we just have to worry about the Lich Queen and also the warriors flying on dragons is the main thing that we have to worry about.
Regular sword cutting problems.
Exactly.
we can go back. We could go pick some. We could go pick some cards. That would be okay. It's okay to
We'll draw 5 cards, you know?
whatever works. Whatever needs to get.
Desna, you're just drawing cards until she comes back. Hey, Desna,
We thought about it a little bit more.
Sorry.
you like chaos, right? We're being
Gotcha.
chaotic.
So are we assuming that like at some point during this travels, like Chozo has been like divulging some of this information to us?
Yes. And so like Chozo at some point as like the god floats by you.
Well,
Buster
I'm asleep.
might be like,
I'm asleep.
oh yes, that's right. So you
I
might
assume
just be
like later on we're talking.
yes. As Chozo just sort of like starts to give and volunteer this information, your characters can chime in with additional questions or exclamations.
As we get closer to our destination, Max is going to make an effort to cast Aid at 3rd level. He's going to do that on Buster, on Chozo, and on himself. Sorry, Ignis. And that's plus 10 hit points to you. So your maximum hit points have now increased to 10, or by 10, I should say, for 8 hours. So they're not temporary. I always explain this, but just for the audience's sake again, they are semi-permanent, meaning you lose them, you can actually heal back to them if it's within the 8-hour time period of having still 10 extra hit points.
Nice. Love it.
Okay, so the Githyanki, they've got a crazy queen. I assume crazy because undead wizards are crazy.
Yes, you don't get to lich them without being insane. A
little wacky, yeah. So, have you encountered them before? I guess my real question is, like, can we deal? Like, are they going to? Is this do we have to assume an aggressive stance? Do we have to be sneaky? Or do you think we can, I don't know, parlay our way into the portal?
Right. That's my question. Do we have to fight through all the Githyanki? Or is this something that we can just like sneak our way through and be real sneaky to get inside?
Now, yes, I have parlayed my way into plenty of situations before. If we go in there saying that we can help them to ruin a mind flayer plan, if we can say that we are on their side, they might be willing to treat with us a little bit more easily and gain access to their teleporting abilities, but then we might actually have to fight some mind flayers, is the thing.
Okay, you keep talking about mind flayers. These are just like people who like eat brains? Like they flay minds? What is this? Is this another group of Githyanki or?
These are, okay, imagine human body, really tall, really thin, octopus head, grabs your head with the tentacles, sucks your brain out.
You know, all of a sudden, I'm okay with a Lich Queen. Honestly.
But are these warriors? Are they going to give us trouble? Like, do we have to make a deal with them, or do you think we could sneak in under the cover of, well, I would say Twilight, but we're in the astral plane. Do we have to parlay with them, or do you think that there's any other way that we could get to that portal? Just from your understanding of Githyanki.
Yes, we do not know where exactly the portal is going to be within this stronghold. I once heard a story of a group of adventurers who they turned 2 of them invisible, and then they flew up to the top of a tower. They infiltrated all sneaky like by themselves. That seems like maybe a plan that we could try out.
That sounds like our kind of plan. That sounds like something that we would do.
Listen. That plan was against a middle-aged woman who was sleeping in her bed. This is an undead wizard.
Oh, you've heard this story before.
Yes, we are walking into a different scenario.
Are we sure, Chozo, are you sure that where we're going is where the Lich Queen herself is, or is it just one of their creches, as it were?
The creches are usually set up within other locations on other planes, trying to expand their bounds a little bit. This presumably is like their headquarters, like the central brain of the whole operation. So, I mean, she's a lich. She can probably be wherever she wants. So she might not be here.
Do you think her soul cairn, like the last real piece of her, like...
The phylactery?
Yes. he kind of looks at everybody and goes, liches live forever because they trap their soul inside a piece of magic. It's usually like some kind of crystalline thing. But anyway.
Like a Horcrux?
They can die. Yeah, they basically can be killed anywhere, right? But like they always come back because that thing exists somewhere.
Like a Horcrux.
And so, it's just... I think in Pathfinder, it's not called phylactery. I think Pathfinder, they have their own name for it, which is it's a soul cairn or something like that. I can't remember. Because phylactery is actually an old Jewish word that people were like, we probably shouldn't use those words to describe old, ancient, evil wizards.
That's nice of them, yeah.
That is a good point. That does make sense.
But I can't remember what the Pathfinder word is. Pathfinder were one of the first TTRPGs to change the name of it, I think.
A soul cage.
Soul cage. So yeah, Buster looks at everybody and goes, look, the undead ancient wizards have a soul cage. They keep their soul there. It allows their body to basically live on indefinitely and take on any kind of damage. So, I mean, like, if you're saying this is their headquarters, maybe the queen's not there, but probably, like, whenever she needs to, like, re-up her power, returns, or... like, maybe there's a chance?
Ignis will look at Max and go, so how are your negotiation skills these days?
Terrible.
Are you ready to parlay
Really
with
bad.
some Githyanki?
So, Chozo, it seems like these are generally, I don't want to stereotype anybody, but these are bad people, generally speaking.
Well, you get yourself in the middle of a war on either side. They're willing to call each other bad. But I personally am not a huge fan of the whole you are born and raised from a young age specifically for the point of going into martial service for... oh, gosh, Mickey's face. Oh, goodness.
Ignis's back just, like, starts tightening as she watches you.
Yeah, you're accidentally getting on her bad side. We've all done it.
Welcome to the crew.
Max Welcome to the crew. Officially part of the crew.
Member of
Welcome.
Yeah, accidentally insulted her culture. Welcome to the crew.
So, I mean, if that is something that you would call bad, then, yeah.
So, we either infiltrate / fight our way to this thing against people who aren't very good, I don't know, aren't very accepting, aren't very nice, very
Max,
jingoistic.
We're pirates.
I know. I'm laying out the groundwork or we enter their service and attack the other bad people that are attacking the other bad people. It's just very complicated.
I mean, or we give them something they need and get to the portal, or, maybe they just want some gold. I don't know. Like, you never know. We could give them some, I don't know, we give them a magic thing.
Are they barterers? Were they traders? If they're here in
Gotta
the
be,
astral
right?
plane,
Everybody's
they must need supplies, right?
Everybody trades, right?
Chozo?
We can go.
Everybody
for it.
trades? Joseph?
What do we have to trade?
Okay, what do we have to trade?
What do we have to trade? We have a magical compass.
I pull out the chest of emotional baggage.
We have a deck of many things, apparently. Apparently, this entire time we've had one of those.
As you keep talking and going over the things that you could possibly trade, you could bring to the table, you can barter with, if you will. There is a bit of a... The elements that do come back to the conversation is that this is a militaristic civilization, right? And so a militaristic civilization, Ignis, you know yourself, although there is need for trade, that's definitely not going to be the first thing that they go for unless convinced, or unless it's like very clear that it's either needed or that you are one of them or a type of them, right? Like you have a similar type culture or approach to life even. So it's just made aware as you continue this conversation, these elements of like, okay, yes, we probably do have stuff of value, but bartering our way in will be difficult without a particular angle. It's not going to just be an angle that you can go in and kind of feel your way through when like approaching them and just seeing like, oh, is this person angry? Like, what can I do to like navigate this conversation? It probably would need to be very structured, or you'd have to have a very deliberate angle of attack to do the bartering, to bring it to the table, etc. A lot of the words that Buster said could ring true as well, though. This, although it would make sense for a lich to be around a pool of power, maybe this is a recent discovery. Maybe it's not quite. Maybe they're in the process of moving it towards their current city, and so it's a massive effort, militaristic effort to transfer it. Chozo, you know that these congregations of power, if you will, these pools of power, they're not very common. So they are of high value, thinking interdimensionally here, interplanarly. So it would make sense for a very powerful civilization like the Githyanki to try to seize that, take control, and to find a way to harness that. These are just thoughts
Do we know
that are occurring while you're having the conversation heading towards this location.
Do we know if they worship a god, or like if there's some way we can, I don't know, say that we are like sent by a deity or I don't know.
Chozo, why don't you go roll a history check?
History is gonna spend a luck point, and that is a 22.
Okay. You know Vlakith. You've talked about her, right? You've talked about the Lich Queen herself. Now, when thinking of the Githyanki, you recall a battle hymn that they have as they go in, which you've heard secondhand. And the translation may or may not be the most accurate, as Githyanki have their own language. But in common, it reads, I am her will made manifest. I am her unsheathed sword. I am a master of dragons. I am the fate of all worlds. I am a knight of Vlakith. Ever may she reign.
So she is the god of the Githyanki, basically. I mean, we are on a mission from a god. Desna just told us that she wishes us luck, right?
She does wish you luck. But to answer your question, that is what Chozo is able to recall from his knowledge of the Githyanki. Of Vlakith seems to be the beginning and the end when it comes to the Githyanki civilization. And she is a god manifesting through her rule, just physically there.
Okay, so cards on the table, because we're kind of assessing what to do here, Captain. I could divine some stuff about Vlakith or the portal or any of this stuff. However, I do have a very scary, I don't know, kind of crazy deity being or whatever that's got an eye on my back, and I'm hesitant to cast any kind of otherworldly outreach while we're here because of that. Also, if Vlakith is a mage, a wizard of any kind, there's a chance that she might be aware if I'm scrying her or like trying to view anything about her. She could have wards up to flag something like that.
So what are you saying, Buster? What do you want to do?
I mean, you're the captain. I think that's your job.
Ignis, what are your thoughts?
Thomas, is there any way that, or would you feel it appropriate that, would there be anything in Ignis's background growing up in a society like the Githyanki that would lead them to, not a solution, because D&D is not a game of solutions, but like, do we feel like Parlay would be something, like, if we landed on, like, Ignis's island, would we immediately be captured and killed? Would we be allowed to parlay? Would we be allowed to bluff our way through? Like, would we accept a different deity's messengers on our island? Is there any sense through her history that would give us some kind of guidance for how the Gith are. Because right now I think we probably will either go in, like, we kind of have to decide if we're going to go in probably guns blazing via parlay and just find out what happens. Because we just don't have enough information to make a plan. So do you feel like there's anything that Ignis would know that would help us come up with a plan? Or am I agree? Like, are you guys on this? Do we feel like we're all kind of the same place? That we're like, we're going to go parlay unless we feel like there's something else we can do?
Is it Rohan or the Black Gate? Like, is it like an unknown that isn't necessarily dangerous but could be? Or is it like definitely dangerous? Definitely don't go right to the front door.
Awesome.
I would say if parlay was your option, you have very limited success unless you did something bold to show your strength and had something incredibly enticing that would let the Gith overlook you as a threat.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And that's kind of what I was kind of feeling as Ignis, but I didn't want to say that and then be like, the DM's like, and I'll just cross that right off my list. I guess we won't do that. Like, not that that's the right answer, right? But as Max asks Ignis her thoughts, and she's thinking through, she's practicing empathy, putting herself in that other position, thinking through what it would be like if these people landed on her island, and the reaction, the immediate immune response of having an infection come into their island would be swift and lethal. And so as she's thinking about it, she just kind of shrugs and goes, I don't know about this, Captain. I don't know that parlay really is our move here. I don't have another option, but I wonder if there needs to be allies or go somewhere else or try and divine something else. But I just don't think that the Githyanki, if they're anything like my people are, parlay is not the way to be.
I don't know. These are my thoughts. I generally don't try and treat people as monsters, but sometimes people are monsters, just in their actions and their behavior. I remember one time I had to hunt down some Sphinx eggs. Really complicated story. Don't need to get into it much. The only advantage I had was I knew where it was, and it didn't know I was coming. So I got in, got it, got out.
Those will fetch a nice price on the market, the Sphinx
No,
eggs.
we ate them.
What? You ate them? That's like,
okay.
it's like eating gold.
It was tasty. We know where we're going. We know what we're looking for, generally speaking. They don't know we're coming. Element of surprise is on our side, and it's really the only thing we have that's on our side. I say we strike quick, get to the source, get out of there as fast as possible. Because, and Thomas, remind me, she basically told us they have this pool of essence, and we can basically, like, for lack of a better visual, jump into it and be able to have us taken to the Fey realm or wherever we so choose.
This pool of essence could be used similarly as you used the portal to the Nine Hells.
So generally, kind of that's the understanding. Okay.
Okay, look, I could try and pinpoint the location of the portal.
Okay.
But if any of you have any kind of, he looks at Chozo specifically, feels like, if any of you have any kind of, I don't know, protective warding things to toss around, I would welcome that before if we could, make a circle, whatever we gotta do to, keep a bad backlash if they're magicked up over there. That would be most welcome.
I do not believe any of my vestiges have such abilities, I am afraid.
Okay. All right. Buster's just gonna cast it rather than ritually doing it.
What kind of creatures are Githyanki? They are just Githyanki. Okay.
They're humanoids, I believe.
But the Lich would be undead.
I mean, I have Magic Circle, which I can choose undead for Magic Circle. And the circle affects a creature of a chosen type in the following ways. A creature can't willingly enter the circle by non-magical means. If the creature tries to use teleportation or interplanar travel to do so, it must succeed a charisma saving throw. The creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets in the cylinder. Targets within the cylinder can't be charmed, frightened, possessed. When you cast a spell, you can elect to cause the magic to operate in reverse function, preventing a creature from leaving the circle. Kind of can maybe protect you, but it's not a guarantee, and also it's my last 3rd level spell.
Hey, Thomas. Speaking
Hi.
of circles, what's the chance that there would be a teleportation circle within the Githyanki city that I would happen to know about?
I would say impossibly low.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, I've got 2 dimension doors per day, so I could help get us into places a little bit more quicker, a little bit more sneakier.
I've got vortex warp. I could prepare that.
I've also got, if I bind myself to La Diablesse, the devil woman, I can cast fear and hopefully use that to get us some distance if we're just going in fast and furious like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you have invisibility still, Buster? Oh, that was Ataraxia who cast it on us?
I don't think I ever had invisibility.
Yeah.
That's
Was
right.
it Ataraxia?
I had invisibility. If I bind myself to any rock the absence, I can make myself invisible.
I do feel like first move is divination.
Okay.
It's just to see if we can get more information. Like you said, Captain, you knowing where they were was key. And I think if we know exactly where we're going, that'll help us not wander or miss the mark. Because I think it sounds like we're only going to get one good shot.
Yeah.
And we will be able to follow the compass unerringly, so as long as we just stick on that thing, we should be good. But yes, if we can get some knowledge ahead of time of what obstacles might be in the way, because this compass is just pointing us as the crow flies. I am a magpie, come on.
Do we know how many days until we're going to get there?
Yeah, it's been about a day and a half, so you have about 12 hours.
12, less than 12. Okay, I can definitely figure out what that situation's going to look like at that time. I can divine. I mean, the deity's willing.
Let's do it.
I can divine exactly what's happening when we get there. Granted, it won't show me what happens with us there, if that makes sense.
Nothing's done if we're not doing anything. Do it.
Okay. He lights the incense and grabs his scarf and just goes, "Oh, please be a good god." And he goes, "The sea is with me, and I am one with its waves." And then he kind of inhales the incense, and as he exhales, his eyes kind of go back at the back of his head as he reaches out to the divine to see. He is looking for some being to inform him to gain information. Basically, it puts you in contact with a god or a god's servant, and you can ask one question about a specific goal or event or activity to occur within 7 days. Full DM discretion on how much or how little I get. And the spell doesn't allow me to account for circumstances that could change the answer.
It's just as of right now.
So barring any extreme intervention, like what's going to be happening. Like if someone's going to be attacking them at the time that we get there, I could see that. You know what I mean? Or I could be informed of that, if that makes sense. But like I can't be like, could we stop the attack? Like if we stop the attack, what happens? It's like that's a extenuating circumstance. It's my understanding. It can also go dud. Like I could get nothing. So that's part of the risk. Level 4 spell.
Yes. This is divination, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Buster, what question do you want to ask? Because I think that's going to influence who you might see.
I want to know the best way to get to the portal in the Githyanki camp. Or colony, whatever this is. Straight shot, warfare, sneaking.
Locked in a cabinet.
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's a trick to it or something, if there's a swift way to get in, I want that information.
Okay. As your mind, you cast the spell. Your mind You feel it leave your body for a time, which is odd because as you open up your eyes, you're still in the astral sea, but there's no Silvery Barb, there's no crew. You're just by yourself in the astral sea again. You're like, oh crap, not again. And you're just kind of floating and you're kind of like getting ready to cast Gust of Wind, but no magic. You're not casting any magic. And you just see like this light way off in the distance, and it like streaks towards you in a blazing white and yellow light, just a holy yellow, white and yellow, as it and comes like hurtling towards you in a circular path, almost like not directly towards you, but it's kind of like turning towards your current location, so you can kind of see the trail of light that it's left behind. And like within 10 seconds of starting to see that, this being flies up in front of you. And they're very tall. They are 20 feet tall with massive angelic wings, greenish skin, and just a robe covering their body. Holding a golden staff, they say, "You wish to ask a question? I was nearest when you cast your spell. Please, what do you ask?"
Can we just assume that like that's all being parroted out of Buster's mouth with the God's voice while everyone's around?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Buster's voice changes to this voice here. So like even if Buster physically was incapable of making this noise, it's coming out of his mouth.
So like his eyes glow for a beat as those words come out, and they go back to just being like the whites of his eyes. Buster says, "I travel the astral plane toward the Githyanki with a compass directing us towards a portal. There are 4 of us, a warrior, a ranger, a traveler, and myself, a wizard. How best might we achieve access to the portal?"
A dangerous game you may play, for any interaction with the Githyanki could easily spell death for you and your allies. But if your goal is to pass by them, then there may be hope yet. As he sweeps his hand behind him, a small window appears, showing you like the location of where this portal, or like where this magic is being housed. It is just a small portal, just very similar to what was at the bottom of the Brine Banshee. And it does look like there is some sort of contraption nearby, which is making these noises and has like a almost like a mining a contraption nearby. Looks like they're trying to somehow do mine or interact with the substance in a unique way. And this portal, we'll call it a portal, this essence, it doesn't have a roof over it. It's to the open sky here, which is something. But surrounding it, there do appear to be a few watchtowers, 2 watchtowers or so, and your vision zooms out. And as you do, you see that there's a small outpost here. Nothing, there are no buildings though. The outpost is either tents or gathering areas that are all open to the sky. And you're like, that doesn't seem safe. That doesn't seem right. And then your vision immediately gets overtaken by a red image. As a red dragon with a rider on its back passes in front of your vision, followed by a second, and then a third, as they're just riding through the astral plane air, over and around and scouting nearby. And you say, well, that's probably why they didn't feel the need to create concrete structures. They feel pretty well secured. And this heavenly being says, to utilize the essence and access it, if it's but for a moment that you need to use it, A surreptitious approach, but direct in nature, may be your best chance for success. As you have surmised, the Githyanki are not ones to parley easily, and the militaristic force that they have with their dragons certainly cause hesitation for those seeking a frontal assault.
What? Would you permit me another question?
I leave you with this knowledge and wish you good luck in your endeavor.
Thank you.
And with a twinkle in their eye, blast off into the direction that they came from, causing that after image streak as they fly off with that anime style as they're gone. Very Voltron-like.
Buster comes back to himself, like that streak kind of still like taking over his vision, and he says, okay, I don't think I learned anything. And I really wish I would have asked about the Lich.
Wait, I mean, sounds to me, we go fast, we go furious.
We gotta just drift in there. Just sharp
I think
drift.
we just gotta I think we bum rush it. I think we just make our way.
I've been thinking about this too, and I feel like if no one ever attacks the Gith, maybe they're not ready for a full-on assault. If they don't have any guards at the gate because they're not expecting somebody to come to the gate, maybe we could sneak in right that way. If you're the baddest cat in the sky, you never look up.
Yeah, but they got dragons.
That will make it harder.
But we've got a bird. Man.
And I've got
Wait.
Sleet Storm.
Wait, I have an idea. Buster puts his hands on the Silvery Barb, and he goes, I want this ship to look like a red dragon.
Oh.
All right.
The ship responds. All right.
All right.
Its face, the figurehead turns into Thomas for just a moment.
The geeky man in the corner just
Oh my gosh.
hands like in a shrugging motion, like quizzically. Well, here's the interesting thing. We've already established how the ship is of the first world, right? And it does react to your emotion and some minor changes to thought and situations. But here's the other thing. The astral plane itself is a plane of creativity and thought itself. So,
Does it work?
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's never been done before, though.
By the way, my will is not great. Buster's wisdom is 0, so it's a +0. He has a 10 in wisdom, but like I assume that's where willpower exists in D&D.
While he's thinking about it, who has the rock feather?
Ataraxia.
Oh,
Is it
No,
still
I thought-
Ataraxia when he disappeared?
No, Max, no, wait,
I thought we had it.
I never
Because
had.
we didn't we
No,
give
we-
it to Spellpan Pete at one point?
we gave it to
Yes.
Spellpan Pete.
Spellpan Pete has the rock.
No, I'm sure we would have gotten it back, right? Like, why would we have?
Didn't we
He's on
trade
the
it
ship.
to him?
We
Like,
traded it for his services, like as collateral, and then he
As
came on
collateral.
the ship.
We would have gotten it back. Yeah,
We
yeah,
would have
yeah.
gotten it back because it was just collateral. It wasn't a full trade, right?
that's correct. It was not a full trade. It was just meant as collateral because you were taking some of his magic items immediately, and then he got on the ship. So the intent was for collateral.
I'm just saying maybe a plan B, but I really want to see where this dragon goes.
The chest of emotional baggage could maybe have the rock feather.
That's where we would have put it is we got it back from him.
Ataraxia would not have had it because Spellpan Pete had it at that time. So, and we didn't specifically say it, but yeah, that was the intent there. Oof.
I want Thomas to put all of his brain power toward this. This thing is cool. I'm just saying as maybe a backup
I don't know that it is
plan.
cool. I was fully intending for it to do nothing, and Buster just sit there being like, that didn't work. So like, I'm super okay with whatever outcome this turns into.
Now, another thing, I do still have Sleet Storm. I choose a point within range. That point can be on the Silvery Barb, and it's a 20-foot tall cylinder with a 40-foot radius. So that's an 80-foot wide, 20-foot tall just disc of Sleet Storm.
But can Sleet Storm move with it?
The Sleet Storm? So yeah, I cast it on a point that I choose within range. The point can be on the deck of the Silvery Barb.
Yeah, but the point doesn't move once you cast it.
Yeah, exactly. It stays on the deck of the Silvery Barb.
It's the astral plane, man. Astral planes do crazy crap. It works.
Okay, explain to me why that's not how it works. Show me the rule that says that's not how it works.
Well, no.
It's
to
true.
Ned's point, though,
all planets are technically moving
to
in
Ned's
space
point,
and
if he
rotating
cast
at
it,
the
we're
same
in a ship
time.
battle, and the ships are moving, and he casts it. It's not like in one turn we sail past it. It stays with the ship.
Why not? We would, if there was a fog cloud, you would sail right out of the fog cloud.
It's true. Fog clouds do explain explicitly that like they're easily disrupted.
But Sleet Storm, we did play it previously to where when we were attacking the Brian Banshee, it did travel with the...
We have precedent.
No, we weren't moving. We weren't moving. They were...
I mean, any more than the sea.
I mean, we were definitely moving, for
It's the
sure.
astral plane, man. Physics is funky.
I just tried to turn our boat into a dragon with my thoughts.
If Lance Thalen can cast Firewall to spiral in a tube of lava, Sleet Storm can stay with the ship.
I do think sneaking is not an option. I think it's fast and dirty. However we end up doing it.
Let's go to Buster and this dragon idea. You want to change the Silvery Barb into a dragon.
In the astral plane.
In the astral plane.
In Buster's head, just to be clear, just to make it full, like cards on the table, fully clear, in Buster's head, it would still be in the shape of a boat, but maybe have like little wooden wings on the side that look like red dragon wings.
Don't downsize it. Just let it happen,
and dragon
man.
head. I'm telling you what I thought in my head, honestly. Like Buster doesn't think he can actually turn it into a dragon.
If I said Baja Blast, it's a full-on ship with sails.
Yeah, that's what I thought we were operating with, but it could be the small one.
Well, we could go down to the chalupa and just be the small one.
True.
So a small dragon.
Let's full disclosure. I couldn't find any even homebrew ideas on manifesting something physically in the astral plane. And so, in the absence of a on-the-spot improv homebrew rule, let's have you roll a imagination roll. Let's your will. Let's just have you roll your wisdom here.
Okay, it's just a straight roll, just dice.
Yeah, just dice. And let's just get an idea of what we're working with here.
Be wise. What can I say more?
Wait, no, I don't roll. Oh, wait, I never mind. Oh, I have different divination dice. I don't have good divination dice today. It's a 7.
Okay.
I have terrible wisdom.
I have inspiration. I'm not giving my inspiration for this. I'm sorry.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
All right.
Could I assist? We all put our hands on it and try and will it together.
We all believe in
The power
fairies.
of friendship.
I believe.
I believe in fairies.
Fairies exist.
You're doing it, Peter.
I do believe in dragons.
Working. It's working.
I do.
It's working.
Multiple movie quotes.
Buster, you know that the Silvery Barb can react. And so you said, well, why not just try this, right? We'd be foolish not to try it. Be foolish not to think of a way to give us even a second of cover, right? You know there are red dragons there. You know it's going to be a big deal. So why not? So you sit and you imagine and you think and you go, I want you to be a red dragon. You open your eyes, and to your amazement, the Silvery Barb has changed into exactly what you have thought of what a red dragon would be like. It is a crude looking, like colored pencil drawing of a dragon. There are wings.
It's Trogdor. It's Trogdor.
It's
the
Trogdor.
consummate V.
Consummate V.
It's Trogdor.
That's if Knuckles were thinking of a dragon.
I got
It'd be
it.
Trogdor.
Yeah.
No, but you look and the color of the ship has changed to a reddish hue, but it's a little bit splotchy because some white is showing through it, right? Or like some other color underneath, like a color pencil. Then you look to the wings and they are sprouting out majestically, but they're not proportionate to the body, right? And the head is majestic looking, but it's too big and has googly eyes on it. And so like you're like,
I made a derpy dragon boat.
For a derpy little bunny.
So
It's a poo brain dragon.
In the theme of this ship, it is called the fire sauce.
the fire sauce. So you have succeeded.
What do we think, everybody?
What do we think? What do we think?
I have an idea. This, I love it, Buster. It's great initiative. It might, honestly, it might cause a little confusion and delay, which will be to our benefit. This is my thought. What if we combine ideas together? Number one, we have this ship that's kind of distracting in terms of like, what's that? It's going to make them pause. Number two, we have potentially, using the crazy physics of the astral plane, this sleet storm idea to cause more confusion and delay as we descend. Third, we have a feather, which is of a big bird that could transform into a big bird. What if we cast that as a distraction to draw the dragons away, and then we descend as quickly as possible?
A rock is basically a dragon. A distraction's a good idea. It would be a good distraction.
The rock is a distraction.
Because obviously the
cannot
dragons will
ignore
see
a
that. They'll be
rock.
like, oh my gosh, go get it. They'll try and go get it. And then we just try and shoot down as fast as possible in our ship. And everyone's like, is that a dragon? What's that? And then all of a sudden, sleet storm. Oh, I can't see. Oh my gosh. Boom. We hit the essence. Get to the Fae.
Are you talking just like skydiving
Oh,
out of
yeah.
the air? Just straight into the pool
No,
of
not
essence?
skydiving. Not skydiving. Just retract the boat, and we all fall.
No,
Like,
we're
that's
fast and furious, baby. We're hitting it in the boat.
we're staying in the boat. The
Staying
boat
in
goes
the
in.
boat. And we're going
We're all
down.
gonna row.
And then
We're
when
all
we
gonna
pass
row.
through the portal to who knows where, the boat will be just fine.
Have you ever read the Fast and Furious stories? They're like flying in space with carriages. It's crazy.
I heard they kind of went off the rails and kind of started being like having like superpowers.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
the astral plane, baby.
Oh, it happened long before the Ninth Sword.
Yeah.
That's why.
It turned into Pulp Fiction right around the fifth one.
I think this is it, guys. Max is really psyched by this idea.
Fast, furious, to the point. Here's the thing. Birds create distractions. I can say this. I am a bird.
Proof in the pudding.
First-hand experience. Great distraction.
First feather.
The pride of the Githyanki warriors, they will wish to be the one to take down the birds. They will not be able to ignore it. Smoke them if you got them. We've had this thing for so long.
This guy gets it.
I'm on board. I'm on board.
I'm
Guns
struggling
a-blazing.
to find a hole in that plan.
I can fire
that's
lightning
right.
bolts out while we're going.
You made
Max
me
can
captain
shoot his
for a
boat.
reason, baby. We got it.
The only thing I hate is leaving the
Listen,
rock behind. But
Listen, one
It's
thing
gonna-
we
it's
haven't
gonna-
done yet. One thing we haven't done yet is a hot one, and I think this is a hot one.
This is a shaky plan. Shake and bake, baby.
Shake and bake. Gosh, remember how we said this was just going to be really goofy recordings? Yeah.
I've held myself back multiple times from saying goofy things.
All right.
and then some
And
of them just
so-
snuck through.
So many have already been said.
It sounds like it sounds like the current plan.
Sounds like we just gave the DM our current plan.
It does sound like, just to
nasty,
recap,
fast and dirty.
is to fast and furious this thing on the boat as a family, to crank it up to 11, pointed directly at this pool of essence.
One last ride.
That's right.
But to utilize this rock feather as a distraction, and then as a final form of distraction, as you get as close as you possibly can, utilize this sleet storm and full speed hitting directly into this pool. Because as long as you can get past the Githyanki, you could go wherever you end up, you can move forward. Okay.
And the boat looks like a dragon.
Yeah, at a
Don't
distance.
forget that part of
At
it.
a distance, they won't see us coming until we get too close, and then
Like
we
a
can cast
dragon?
Sleet Storm, and
Like
they
a
won't
dragon.
know.
Like a little baby dragon. A little dragon.
Oh man. As all of you look to each other for confirmation on the plan, some of you grinning wildly. Actually, all of you grinning wildly, I would say.
Yeah.
The boat head turns.
The geeky man on
The boat head turns to look at us, and it goes, "Sounds good to me, guys." And I'll check out by my idea. Let's go.
Pulling the rock feather out of the emotional chest of emotional baggage. You prepare yourself as you have but a few hours before executing this plan. Now, how will this plan end up? We'll find out next time on I Cast Fireball.
Shaky.
It's going to work great. That's how it's going to work. It's going to work perfect.
Guys, I love playing with you guys. This is so fun. This is just a blast. I have a blast playing this game. I have a blast playing this game.
You have had this rock feather for ages.
I love that we spent a whole episode making it plan.
I mean, that's what we
We've
always
done
do.
this before.
I mean,
Yeah.
I love it. That's D&D. There's always the D&D planning session.
That's Dungeons and Dragons, folks.
we also have a great DM where I know there's poopy DMs out there where you can never plan in front of them because they're going to. But Thomas is like, okay, we'll see. There'll be some hiccups, but, we'll see how you think on your feet. Thomas is a good DM. He lets us plan.
Thanks. Players, thank you. That was really fun to see that plan come together, actually.
that's wild.
Listeners, thank you for joining us on this fun planning session that we have to try to get to Ataraxia, to get to the first world. And if we've got to do it, cranking up our boat to an 11, we're going to do it. So join us on this next episode to see how it's going to pan out. If you like what we're doing, shoot us a message at icastfireball2020@gmail.com. We'd love to shout you out here on a future episode here. And if you also want more of iCast Fireball, not only do we have our Patreon, where you can get bonus content like silly warm-ups that we do, where you could see Josh lose his mind over the word cruise, where you can get bonus campaigns on Patreon, where we go through a Tyranny of Dragons-like campaign visually, so that's fun. Or you can go to our YouTube channel and look at the Stormlight Archive TTRPG that we're doing, Stonewalkers. We should have about 9 to 10 episodes released already, so you can do a little soft binging, light binging there, and join along in the land of Roshar. We've got a sister podcast, Ned, Improv Tabletop. They've got some fun stuff going on. You have a patron exclusive campaign that you're also doing over there, correct?
This is correct. I am taking a lot of inspiration from various Pathfinder modules and just kind of mishmashing it all together into something that very, not much at all, actually resembles the original thing. But we're having a lot of fun with it.
Hey, kind of like Skulls and Shackles? Yeah.
If you want a good inspiration for an adventure, go check out those Pathfinder modules and just tear them apart.
They've got great stuff. My favorite is the adventure where they have a comet hurtling towards the Earth and is about to destroy civilization as you know it. And it culminates into a climactic battle on the comet itself. So yeah, shout out to Pathfinder modules and adventure writing there. But don't forget to leave Improv Tabletop a like, listen, and a 5-star review on the way out. Lastly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends and fellow wacky adventurers. But until next time, I'm Thomas, your DM, and around the table we have...
Lieutenant Ignis Harkon.
Maximus Shans.
Chozo Lebec.
And Buster Bilgewater.
Let's keep that fire going, everybody, and we'll see you all next time.